Hi, good morning. All right, so let's talk a little bit about eight things that I hate about being a digital nomad. You know that I enjoy being a nomad. You know that I enjoy being able to bop around from country to country, city to city, place to place, living my life. But I can't tell you that it's all golden. So we're going to talk today about 8 things that I do not like about being a nomad. And I'll tell you upfront what they are so you don't have to sit through them if you don't want to. Okay? But first, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry. I'm a house sitter. I'm the creator of House Sitter School and the co creator of Exodus Summit. And I help Black women take a sabbatical, move abroad, bop around as a nomad. If these things sound good to you, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Yes, thank you. Okay. And then turn on notifications, ring that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post a new video or when I go live. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. How's everyone today? Y'all having a good morning? Good morning, Zen Gem. That's almost a tongue twister. Good morning, Vibracious Life, who is Lisa. Good morning, Authentically, Courtney. Wait, I lost you. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Pilar. Good morning, D. Walker. Good morning, Alexis. Good morning, DH. Good morning, Toya. Good morning, Charlesetta. Good morning, New Yorkina for you. Good morning, Valerie Hopkins, LA teacher. Hi, Vibe. Sarah Wright. Hey, Janella. Okay, I'm great. Thank you for asking. Hi, P. Marsh from Ghana. Hello. Good afternoon. Hey, Joanna. Hi, AG. Okay, everybody doing good? So I'm back in my parents' house for 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, maybe 3 more weeks, and then I'm back out on the road on Instagram. This is my mom. Good morning, Mom. On Instagram, I did a live stream on Wednesday. Sometimes I go live on Instagram. I'm at Vicarious. I don't like this. Sometimes I go live on Instagram, and I did a live the other day talking about the things I need to buy before I go back out doing my digital nomad thing. I'll be out for another 6 months. I leave the end of August, and I won't be back in this place in Delaware until February. Um, so in that live on my Instagram, we talked a little bit about the things that I need to buy to prepare myself for 6 more months of bopping around to places, and especially to places where I'm not going to be able to shop for cute clothes. I got a little too much body oil. a little too, I'm a little too shiny. Anyway, so we were talking about that the other day, and yeah, so I'm just thinking about the differences or the things that I don't necessarily love about being a person who goes from place to place to place. Obviously, I love being a person who goes from place to place to place, or I wouldn't do it. Okay, first, let's be clear. Okay, I love being a nomad. I love bopping around, and I recommend that you do too. Right? I recommend that you try it. You might like it. Instead of moving to a place right away and putting down roots right away, give yourself the freedom of floating. I recommend it. Okay. But there are some things that get on my nerves. Like with everything else, there's some things that get on my nerves. Um, so I guess what I want to say is if you, if it's going to annoy you to hear me complain, for about an hour and a half about my life, which I love, right? If it's going to annoy you to hear me complain, it's going to either work up your anxiety or just work your nerves. Don't watch. Some people do not like watching things I don't like about videos because it just gets their anxiety all up in a tizzy or whatever. I don't know. So I'm going to send you to a video called I quit my job to travel for a year. Here's what that did for me. This is the same conversation from a different perspective, right? From a much more, from a happier, from the what I loved perspective. Okay? So seriously, if you don't want to hear me complain about the life that I am so crazy about, the life that I'm in love with, if you don't want to sit and hear me complain about things for 90 minutes to 2.5 hours, watch that video. It's called Here. I quit my job to travel for a year. Here's what that did for me. I've linked to that here in the chat. Okay. All right. Brown Sugar Babe says, I love a good rant. Okay. All right. Prepare yourselves. prepare. It got me. I'm excited for the complaint. Okay. Yeah, we want to give you a balanced dose of reality. That's a good way to put it. If I only tell you the good things, then when you get out, you're going to be surprised by the bad things or the things that are annoying or irritating. Speaking of when you get out, another thing I want to do before we get started, I'll talk about it again later, is I want to tell you about Exodus Summit. So if you're here, like, how do these black women bop around like that, right? How do these black women just pick up their lives and go be out here from city to city, country to country, place to place, all willy nilly? We have a place where you can learn how to do this yourself. It's called Exodus Summit. It's an annual virtual event, an annual conference that's all online. And the good news for you is it's about to happen again. Exodus Summit 2023 happens October 6th through 9th, and early bird tickets are available right now. Okay, get your early bird tickets to Exodus Summit 2023. The theme of Exodus Summit 2023 is location freedom, financial freedom, and time freedom for Black women. I recommend that you be there, okay? Location freedom, financial freedom, and time freedom for Black women. The freedoms, all the freedoms, okay? So you want to be in this place. If the conversation sounds interesting to you and you're like, but how? How is that even possible? Because she don't look like, she says she's in her parents' house. She don't look like an independently wealthy chick. How does this happen? This is how it happens. In Exodus Summit every year, we teach you how to gain financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom. Okay. Last year we targeted move abroad money. So last year's summit was all about making money to move abroad. This year's summit is about the freedoms. Okay, less about the actual move abroad. Although you can use the freedoms to move abroad, you can use the freedoms to stay right where you are. Right? If you love your city, you love Savannah, Georgia, but a little time freedom, a little financial freedom would help you. This is the place, okay? Okay, so let's get going. Hi guys. Hi, hi, hi. Hi everybody. Nice to see you. Okay, got your ticket. Kat got her ticket. Welcome. Again, right? Alumni. These are alumni, right? The reason, if you go to exodussummit.com, you're like, but they don't have the sessions up yet. I know. Okay, it's coming. Session information and more speaker information is coming soon. We probably next, I said last Friday, but probably next Friday, we'll announce a few more speakers. And then the actual calendar will be out a couple weeks after that. Okay. But these are women who've already been to the summit. They already know, right? So they're coming back. The early bird pass price, though, will go up. So if you want the early bird pass, go ahead and get it now. But we'll be announcing more speakers and more sessions soon, soon. So, yes, okay, go to exodussummit.com. You'll find some information there. That's where you get your ticket. Go ahead and get your tickets, okay? Go ahead and get your tickets. Okay, thanks, friends. All right, so let's talk here about being a nomad. I want to give you a brief rundown in case you're new. In 2015, I quit my job to travel for a year on savings. I was a hospital pharmacy technician in exotic Newark, Delaware. And I quit my job to travel for a year because it was honestly easier to quit my job and travel than it was to get approved for long blocks of vacation. And so I did it. I quit my job. I went to Southeast Asia, like Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia. I went to Australia. And in Europe, during that time, I went to Hungary and Serbia because of a cheap flight. And I went to Portugal and France. Um, and from that point on, I've been a nomad. My plan was to come back to Delaware. Actually, okay, so my plan was to come back to Delaware and get a job and go back to life. Maybe I was considering moving to Chicago. I wanted to move to a city where I didn't need a car. But I was going to go back to work life and living in the United States permanently. But then what had happened was I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Once I got out and moved around the world and saw life a different way, saw that my life did not have to revolve around work, right? And then fitting in the other things, I saw where I could have a life, a whole life, and then fit in work where she could. Girl, get in where you fit in, okay? Once that changed for me, I started house sitting and I started running my own business so that I could have location freedom. Okay, so I'm a nomad, aka I have location freedom. I make money wherever I am in the world. I do that by house sit. Well, house sitting gives me free accommodation. It doesn't give me money, but it usually, but it gives me free accommodation. It also gives me, yeah, yeah, house sitting gives me free accommodation. My YouTube channel supports me, right? My YouTube channel, my coaching business also supports me. I have a program called House Sitter School, and I do some YouTube coaching. Also, my summit business that I co-run with Rashida Dow supports me. Like that summit business, either one of those businesses alone is enough for me to live as a house sitter who doesn't have to pay for a place to stay for long stretches of time. Either one of those individual businesses support me, either my YouTube coaching or my house sitting coaching or my Exodus Summit business are enough for me to live on. So that's what I mean when I say I'm a nomad. I work on the internet. I make enough money to live any place, almost any place now. There was a while for the first couple years, 2019, 2020, I made enough money to live in Mexico as long as I house sat, right? I had enough money to eat tacos and cerveza and churros for a year, for the time. But at this point, that was 2019, 2020. At this point, I think I make enough to live pretty much anywhere in the world. Uh, but it didn't start out that way. I want to stress that. It did not start out that way. It started with me saying, here's my budget. Where can I go in the world? Uh, that's nomad life, right? Nomad life is deciding what your priorities are. Budget, weather for me, and the types of people in that place, and the scenery, the view, right? Those are those are really the important things for me, my important factors. If we're not talking about me living there forever, I'm just going there. And if I don't like it, I can just leave there. Those are the things those are my priorities. So that's what I mean when I say nomad life. I bop around from place to place, including my parents' house in exotic Dover, Delaware, where I am right now for the entire month of August, almost the entire month of August. I'll be here in Delaware. Okay, before I get back out for 6 more months of bopping. Okay, so all of that was a lead up to tell you what the things are. And I'm going to tell you right away what the 8 things are, and then we're just going to talk through them. I don't like, number one, I don't like raggedy forks in the Airbnbs that I stay in. Some of you already know what that means. Some of you are like, what is she talking about? Some of you, even after I explain it, are going to be like, what is wrong with her? Okay, I don't like the raggedy forks that people have in their Airbnbs. Number two, I don't like having to leave a place that once I get into a home that I really love. All right, you're like, this is nice. I don't want to leave. I live here now. I want to live here now. Number three, I don't like that I can't have art. I don't have any art. I live out of 2 suitcases and a backpack. I don't have any art. Stacy Monday, whose website is Art by Monday, I believe, or either Art by Monday or Art by Stacy Monday. I love her art. I can't have any art because I'm a nomad who bops around from place to place. That's number three. Number four, I can't just pick up that pretty thing that I saw somewhere. I see a pretty thing. I can't just pick it up and buy it. Like, what am I gonna do with it? Who gonna carry it around the world? Number five. Oh, the question. So where are you going next? It's starting to get on my nerves. Okay. Okay. Take this with a grain of salt. This is a light conversation. Okay. Don't get mad at me. If you asked me last time you saw me, so where are you going next? I probably don't mean you. Okay. I don't mean you. I just mean the question. Okay. Number six, always having to make a bunch of decisions every day. When you're a new person in a new place, everything is new and you don't have any habits and routines. So you get a little tired of having to make decisions all day, every day. Number seven, always having to plan where to go next. And number eight, the travel days, like the actual days spent in airports and bus stations and train stations. Okay? All right, so we're in this. Okay, so those are the 8. If this is a conversation you don't want to have, you don't want to hear me complain about things, I'm so serious. Go watch my other video about the 12-month sabbatical. Go watch that video. It was really good. It was a really good one where I was in a better state of mind. Okay. But actually, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. I'm glad to be here and I'm glad that you guys are here. Okay. So let's get moving. Okay. Let's just talk about these things. I guess we'll go in order unless we don't want to. Uh, I pick Airbnbs based on what are my pictures going to look like. Okay. I like things to be pretty and beautiful. That is my pleasure. Pretty Airbnbs are my pleasure. Okay, you give me two Airbnbs in the same neighborhood with the same access to public transportation. I love an Airbnb where they tell you how far it is to get to the metro or whatever, or how much Uber. Sometimes they'll even be like, or sometimes in the reviews at least, other people will be like, the Uber to the mall cost me X pesos. I'm like, I love that. Thank you for that information. You give me two competing Airbnbs that are very similar. I'm going to pick the prettiest one. Okay? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. The price is important, but the prettiness is more important. You can pick the most beautiful Airbnb. Looks like they hired a designer. Like there's no way this man decorated this place, right? Looks like they had a designer. You go in there into the kitchen and they have the raggediest silverware. I'm over raggedy silverware. We've talked about this a lot. Oh, so P Marsh. So here's something I don't have. P Marsh says I have travel cutlery. I don't have travel cutlery. I just complain. I don't have travel cutlery. I just hate the cutlery and the silverware that you find in places, and I just complain about it. Why are these fork tines so bent up? So your travel cutlery, can you tell us a little bit about it? Like it's probably what, two or three of each? I know it's not an 8-piece service, right? But two or three of each. And how much space does it take up in your thing? Uh, I guess those are my only questions. Is it something you got from Amazon? One more question. Yeah, tell us about your travel cutlery. I've never heard of that, but I might be interested because I will fuss. I don't mean write a review and complain. I mean fuss out loud to nobody else inside the Airbnb about these raggedy things every time. If you, on the other hand, have beautiful, just nice, simple cutlery, I'm not simple silverware, flatware. It's called flatware. If your flatware is just simple and plain, I'm happy with it. If you have a little tiny coffee spoon, I love you. And I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave your house. The Airbnbs you go into when you open that drawer and they have coffee spoons beside the teaspoons and the tablespoons and the soup spoons. They got a coffee spoon in there. Next level. That is how you make your guests comfortable. That's how you put some hospitality back in the hospitality industry. I think this is enough of this. Let's see. Let me go down. Yeah, so our friends are all excited about this. Oh, okay. So Adele Terra has bamboo cutlery with me. No added weight. Let me go on Amazon. I don't have an unlimited amount of time today because I have a coaching call. It's 10:20 Eastern time. I think I have a coaching call at 12:30 or 1. But I am going to look up bamboo cutlery set. Wouldn't know. I'm getting compostable. I need to scroll because the ones I'm seeing are just wooden compostable. Ah, but they look similar. Okay, so they're wooden. How do they hold up? How many? So are they dishwasher safe? And are they really worth moving around with? Like, can you use them over and over and over again? Some of these look good, and some of them, of course, don't. Some of them look cheap. But there's a darker colored wooden set. If I had done this on the computer, you'd be able to see better. But there's a darker colored wooden set that doesn't look bad at all. Okay. All right. Let me add that to my cart. This is how I end up getting stuff delivered and I don't remember ordering it. But I add things to my cart to look at for later. Okay. All right. Thank you, friends. Okay. Letha, I have a set also. Comes with chopsticks. Yeah, it looks that one had chopsticks. Okay. Look. We're all about ease and comfort. There is such a thing. There is a thing as sometimes you need to take a little bit more with you to be a little more comfortable. I like comfort and pleasure. I'm in my pleasure season. Okay. I want to feel good. Like physically, I want things to physically feel good to me in my hand, on my body, in my hair. I want them to actually feel good. And that includes my forks. That includes my forks. This chair feels good. It's a velvet something. There's no real use for it, right? It's literally sitting in the middle of my bedroom. There's no space for it. I could rearrange my room and do some things. There's not a lot of space for it. It doesn't fit under my desk. My desk is small and little. It's a little Target desk. The chair doesn't fit under my desk, but this chair feels good. It's velvety fabric and it swivels and it's a nice deep bucket chair. You can't see too much of it, right? I want my stuff to feel good to me, right? So this we're in our pleasure period, okay? We're in our pleasure period. Um, okay, so I don't feel bad about it. So Aria has a full kitchen bag that she travels with, knife, travel flatware, collapsible bowls, kitchen shears in my checked bag. I've traveled full time for the last 15 months. Okay. I'm thinking about like what do I need? I think the flatware is a good solution for me. I've not been too complainy about bowls, although I do buy mugs. I do buy mugs, so maybe I need to figure a way to travel with a mug and not be afraid of just having broken ceramic pieces in my luggage. I will buy a mug in your house. Actually, I've bought this mug in a few different Airbnbs because it's just Target. If I get to an Airbnb and you don't have mugs that I find pleasurable, I'm buying a mug, but then I'm just going to leave it there. I've bought mugs in many. You'll see, like if you look back at some videos where I'm in a different place, I'm probably drinking from a cute mug, and I probably bought it. I probably bought it. I probably went to Target, or if I'm out of the U.S., I'll go into Walmart. I shop. You shop in Walmart out of the U.S. more than in the U.S. Out of the U.S., it's better. Rashida was just talking about that yesterday. Target is better in other countries. I mean, Walmart is better in other countries. Okay. Yeah, we want to make sure that we feel good. Okay, so Greta has bamboo disposable toothbrushes. Okay, Stephanie understands. Stephanie says, I love stirring my cup of tea with a bamboo spoon. It's a whole comfort experience. Okay, let me try this bamboo then. Okay, let me try it. Let me try. Okay. I'm looking for if there's any more information about them. Leisure and Lace says, put the mug in the middle of clothes. Yeah. Oh, in my check bag. Okay. I'll try it. I travel with other breakable things. It's just, a thing that I'm like, meh, I don't need it. I'll just get another one. Even at grocery stores, usually sometimes even inside of just a regular grocery store, you can find a mug that's cuter than what they have. Okay, but I may um, find one that I don't have like a favorite mug yet. But if I find a favorite, I'll keep it, bring it with me. Okay, thanks guys. Okay, so that was number one thing that I hate about digital nomad life, them Airbnbs with them raggedy bent up fork tines. We found a solution already. Or you have given me, P. Marsh, thank you. You have given me the solution already. Okay, done. Done. P. Marsh and Aria. That was two of you. Okay, so done. And more. Oh, okay. Several of you. So we can basically cross that off for the future. Number two was having to leave a home I love. Because I picked beautiful Airbnbs, I end up in some beautiful places where I'm like, this is so me. This is so me. Nobody else needs this like I need this. I hate leaving here. And I've found probably three or four places where I'm like, I wish I could pick this house up and carry it with me all over the world. In Fort Lauderdale, I stayed in probably a 2 or 3 bedroom house, Spanish style, which is I love that Spanish style house, right? The white or beige stucco outside with the round doors, the really heavy wooden doors, the rounded doorways, tile floors. They had a tile bathroom that was like old school tile, old fashioned, you know, Mexican looking tile. Beautiful, beautiful house. The kitchen was new and the bathroom was old, which I liked. I really liked that combination. It was nice to have a new modern kitchen, but that old I mean, like the old counter, the tile, individual tile countertop bathroom was just beautiful. And then they did a good job in the yard too. This was in Fort Lauderdale, and you could walk to a gas station that had the best Cubano. I got some Cuban food at that gas station because I'm not above eating at a gas station. That's one of the best things about Delaware. We have good gas station food, right? We have Wawa, we have Royal Farms. I'm eating at a gas station, and the lady said, there's really good Cuban food. It's in the gas station, in her little book. But and it's really good, and you just, like, literally it was across the street and like two buildings over. I was like, I wish I could pick this house up and carry it with me all over the world. It's exactly what I'm looking for in Costa Rica. But it's going to be a little harder to find in Costa Rica. Somehow, some of the houses in San Jose have some Spanish style detailing on the inside, but they're very ugly on the outside. Houses in Costa Rica are just ugly on the outside. They're not into any any seeming style. They all have the garage that takes up the valuable front space. They don't do the garage over to the side or anything. The house, you walk into the garage, and an ugly garage. Um, yeah. So I'm not going to find one that looks like that on the outside, but I can find some of those details on the inside. You know how renovators do, they'll ruin some stuff. So a lot of them are taking out that terracotta tile floor and putting in something that they think is more better, which I love a terracotta tile floor, right? So that house in Fort Lauderdale is exactly what I'm looking for in Costa Rica, and it's gonna ruin my search. It's gonna ruin my house search. When I start looking for a place in Costa Rica, that is the thing that I'm gonna have in mind, and it's gonna ruin me. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Leisure and Lace. I'm hoping I can find one in Querétaro, Mexico. I don't. I've never looked around too much in Querétaro, and I've not. Yeah, I've not looked around too much, but I think you're going to have a better chance than me, right? You're going to have a better chance than me. Because the outside of homes in San Jose are just, ugh, ugly, ugly. They will put up some good, like bougainvillea and stuff. They will do some decoration of the gate. You know how homes out there, they all have like a gate or wall. They'll decorate the wall, but it's hard to find one where you pull up and it's pretty, where you pull up and there's curb appeal, where you pull up and you can tell what style home it is. But I'll find something I like. I do know that, but that other house is always going to be on my mind. So the number two thing is having to leave a place when I find it, right? You get into an Airbnb and like sometimes things are just amazing. The place where we stayed in Marrakesh, Morocco, after we left the hotel was beautiful. We stayed in a riad, 4 bedrooms. Each bedroom had its own ensuite bathroom, good size. No, Moroccan bedrooms are pretty small, but the bathrooms were big. The good sized bathrooms, pretty small bedrooms, but that's how they do them. They do those long, narrow bedrooms. I think it has something to do with airflow and heat. But the spaces were just beautiful. The dining room, the room that was just for sitting in, the upstairs other room for sitting, the upstairs with the outdoor balcony patio was just beautiful. The pool was pretty. The entryway was lovely. Now, she was a designer. The woman who owned that home was an interior designer. But that's another place I'm like, if I could carry it around the world with me, I would just stay in this same house over and over and over again. No complaints. 10 out of 10. Let's see. Anybody have that? Anybody have that's let's see. Oh, we're talking about gas station food. Bucky's. Bucky's seems to be down south, but I don't know that I've ever eaten there. I've like pulled over and had like gotten gas at a Bucky's, but I think I've missed eating there. I need to take Next time I do a road trip, like I'm not, next time I do a house sitting road trip, I need to make sure I eat at Buc-ee's. What I do know about them is I think they're one of the highest paying of that type of employer in the country or something like that. They have a reputation for paying really well or something. I think that's Buc-ee's. I think that's Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's and Wawa are kind of similar like that. They have a reputation for being for paying well, which I love. All right. Okay. All right. So Janae says I need to eat at a Buc-ee's next time. Texas. Okay, that's where they are. Texas. Okay. All right. I know I've seen it, and I know I've gassed up at Buc-ee's, I'm sure, but I don't think I've ever walked in and gotten anything to eat. I probably just drove around the corner to Wendy's, my girl, my sister's house. I probably just drove to my sister's house for dinner and had Wendy's like I always do. But Wendy's is my girl. That's my girl. Okay. Okay. Lots of Buc-ee's. Okay, and also in South Carolina and Tennessee. Okay, I've seen them. I've seen them around. And the cleanest, that's another thing I've heard about them. Cleanest restrooms. Uh-huh. Wawa. Most of the time, Wawa too. Wawa takes good care of customers and employees as far as I can see. Yeah. Adelia says, Bucky's paid nearly $20 an hour at least 10 years ago. Yep. Yeah, that's what I know. More than I know them for the more than I know them for like as a customer. I know them as a responsible business. Yeah. You can get six figures as a manager. Yeah. Okay, good. Brisket sandwich. Okay, so thanks for the recommendations. So I'm going to be in Houston for Renaissance. Speaking of Renaissance of Consciousness, I'm going to be in Houston September 21 through 20, and I leave on the 24th. So maybe I'll get a chance. Maybe I'll get a chance if they're down there. I'm sure they're in Houston. If they're in Texas, they're in Houston, right? Okay. Okay, more votes for the bathroom. Coach Tish. Okay. It's nice. So these are things that the United States of America can do really well. Some of these conveniences are very American, right? The idea of getting food at a gas station, American. The first time I went somewhere and I wanted some snacks and I walked in the gas station and they didn't have any snacks, it was just motor oil. Where would that have been? I was like, what is going on here? How come y'all don't sell snacks in your gas station? I remember that. It was probably, I guess, Spain or something. No, because I was in the city in Spain. I wouldn't have walked in a gas station for food. Somewhere, maybe, I don't know. But I remember being like, what is this? And now, even still, when I'm abroad and I'm walking past the gas station, I'll be like, ain't no food in there. Ain't no food in there. Yes, I'll be there the 21 through 20. I leave first thing the 24th. Will there be a meetup? I'm not planning a meetup. Okay. I'm going to see Beyonce. I'm not planning nothing. Okay. I'm going to see Beyonce and mind my business. If there is a meetup, I didn't plan it. Someone else planned it and invited me. I'll be there and I'll be there, free. The 23rd, I'm going to her show on the 23rd. The rest of the time, I'll be free. But listen, is there a meetup? I don't know. Not if I have anything. Not if I have to have anything to do with it. Actually, oh yeah, Houston. Where am I staying? I'm staying in a regular hotel. So one time we did have a thing where y'all just came in. I flew into Baltimore one time and I just told y'all where I was staying and said we can just have breakfast together. This is during the week though. September 21st is during the week. I get there 21st. Oh, 22nd is Friday and the 23rd is Saturday. So if we want to just meet in the hotel and eat an expensive, that hotel breakfast is expensive, which I didn't know at the time. If y'all just want to meet at the hotel for breakfast, that might be a thing that I would take charge of. Other than that, I'm not planning anything. If anybody wants to raise their hand and do it, email me, Stephanie@vicarious.com. Tell me where to be and when, and I'll tell some people. That's all I'm doing. Okay, but if nothing gets planned, then maybe Saturday morning we can just have breakfast at my hotel or someplace close by. If I'm planning it, it's gonna be at my hotel. Okay. All right. Number two thing, not I don't like having to leave a home that I love it. Number three thing is no art. Last year, no. Oh, that was a couple years ago now for my birthday. I gave a couple of you guys some art from the artist whom I've been stalking, Stacy Monday. I still don't have any art by Stacy Monday. Sad face. Sad face. Oh, Frances just unpacked something on her Instagram the other day. She got a painting by an artist. You see me rolling my eyes. Frances just unpacked some art the other day. Rashida brought some art home from her storage container. I got no art. The most I do is I go to Target when I'd stay. If I okay, so I told you I like pretty Airbnbs and pretty pictures. If I stay in an Airbnb and everything is great, but the wall art is stupid, usually it's the wall art and the throw pillows. I will go buy my own. I will go buy wall art, just the generic stuff. You know how Target always has something pretty generic and neutral. I will replace their stuff while I'm there because I'll stay in an Airbnb for 30 days. To me, to me, it's worth it. 30 days. This is my pleasure period. Okay, 30 days with some comfortable sofa pillows. They had those Walmart. The Walmart. I traveled around. Where was I? Oh, in Costa Rica. Every Walmart in Costa Rica. I bought those same chenille sofa pillows, and then like the, I think the second time I bought them, I was like, why don't I just take the pillows with me to the next Airbnb? I know I'm going to need them. I think that because I stayed in 3 Airbnbs over 3 months because I was checking out neighborhoods, and I bought the same throw pillows twice before it occurred to me to just take my throw pillows back with me because I was leaving them there. Like, listen, I helped you out. I decorated the house for you. You're welcome. Anyway, no art. It's annoying. It's annoying. The most I have is like refrigerator magnets, which I do keep. I love refrigerator magnets. That's as close. That's as close as I get to art. Deborah says jewelry is art, but I ain't got that either. This is it. This is it. This necklace, these earrings. This is my jewelry. And this ring. Oh, and my wristband from Exodus Summit 2020. Last week I did wear the thing that we bought in Morocco. All of us, everybody, the whole Exodus Summit team, Exodus Summit, all Exodus Summit employees bought this necklace together. I think we all bought the same exact necklace at the YSL museum. So I wore this last week, but that's it. So maybe Deborah is telling me, just buy yourself some jewelry. Maybe I need to go ahead and buy myself some jewelry. So who do we like? Now you're about to see that my headscarf is not a headscarf. It's a scarf, and it's very wrinkled. I'll just put it here. I just had a birthday. So I do have a birthday budget. I didn't buy myself a birthday gift yet. So I do have a birthday budget. Katrina says she likes buying jewelry when she travels. Okay. So maybe that's something I need to start doing better. I don't usually. I just wear the same stuff over and over. Yeah, maybe that's the solution. Jewelry. because I did get a jewelry box. You want to see it? I think I showed it on, I think it was in my Instagram live. I did buy myself a jewelry box that feels good. I bought my mom one that is a deep red. So here's what I did. I put them in my Amazon shopping cart. This orange one, which I love. I love, love, love orange. It's my color, right? I bought this orange one and I put the orange one and the red one in my shopping cart. Somehow I ended up buying four instead of two. So there's an extra red one too. So I may go ahead and um, I don't know. Can you see? Okay, I may go ahead and switch it out. I lost what we were talking about. I lost. I saw the reflection of my suitcase in the mirror, and it reminded me that I still have not unpacked. Somehow, seeing the reflection in my own eyes is no problem, but seeing the reflection of the suitcase in the mirror was upsetting. Uh, so I have a jewelry box, and I have a couple extras. Yeah, okay. So maybe the art thing I can make up for not having art by having jewelry. Thank you. Hi, Rashida. Thank you kindly. All right. Yeah, my mom's is deep, a nice rich red. And it's really pretty too. But I have two extras on the kitchen table. They're sitting on the kitchen table. When I opened them up, I was like, why do I have four? And then I remember because I do that. Sometimes you just stick things in your cart. And every now and then, by mistake, I'll just order everything in my cart instead of going through, you know how it is. I think we've all done that. I don't think I'm the only one. That's how I ended up. I have a blow dryer and a flat iron in my closet. Why? Because somebody told me they were good. I put them in my cart to check them out, and then I accidentally bought them. And then I had bought some stuff, and I was like, Mom, I ordered some stuff on Amazon that's coming. Can you bring it to Curacao when you come? My mom brought me the stuff to Curacao, and I didn't realize that I had accidentally ordered my whole cart. So she had all this stuff in the suitcase. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom, you're going to have to take them back to Delaware. I don't need a blow dryer and a flat iron. Stupid. Just stupid. I checked out my whole cart instead of just whatever it was that I needed her to bring. It's probably hair stuff. Like uh the the leave-in conditioner that I like. Life is a funny thing. Okay, so how did we do with that? I do have Auntie Lou says she has art that she's going to take off the canvas and frame it when she gets to Mexico. When I was in South Africa, I bought art on the canvas from women artists and brought it back to Delaware, rolled up, and it did pretty well. And I sold that art out on the out to no, mostly to family and friends, but my intention was to sell the art on the internet. I may still have one or two left, a couple that I didn't really like. I probably still have a couple left, but they're rolled up and they're probably no good anymore. But I did that. But for travel, I'm talking about bopping around, not going picking up from one place and going to another. That's a good solution. If you're picking up from one place and going to another, take your art. If you can take it on the canvas and you know that it'll be safe, that you can, if you trust that process, I would do it. I would consider it. I'll say I would consider it. Some pieces of art you probably don't want to try that with. But the things I bought in South Africa did fine like that. I probably bought 20 different paintings of various sizes, 20 different canvases of various sizes, and brought them back home and sold them. Did those women ever frame them and hang them? I hope so. But I don't know. I know how life is. But I hope they didn't just stick them on a shelf somewhere and say, one day I'll frame this. But I did do that. I did do that. No, no, I'm not going to unpack. Here's what I did. I did my laundry when I came home. And then I put the clothes back in the suitcase, but not in packing cubes. They're just rum. And then I piled things in the suitcases, just two side by side. And then I decided, then, sometimes you need some clothes from the pile, so that now instead of folded clothes sitting in the suitcases, they're just piles of, no, but I don't want to unpack. It doesn't, it's better to not unpack. If you're only somewhere for a few weeks, a couple weeks, I'm here for 5 weeks, I think it was 5 weeks. It doesn't make sense for me to fully unpack, because then I got to start from scratch when it's time to go somewhere. Where are my little hair scissors? I take little hair scissors, right? Where are my little this? Where's my that? What can I see that I know? It's just all I can see right now is clothes. But where are the sneakers that I don't really wear anywhere except for out when I'm traveling, right? Where's my mask for the flight? Where is, you know, it's all in the suitcase. All I need to do is rearrange it, fold it, organize it, but it's all right there. I hardly ever leave stuff here. Now, when I get to another place, I do leave things accidentally. I leave a charger sometimes or whatever. But I hardly ever leave things in Delaware by mistake, because I just put them in the suitcase. So last year in Morocco, we ordered wristbands for Exodus Summit 2023. Um, when I got to Delaware, they were in a gray, they came just like they came before, in a gray bag, a gray bag that things come in. And I thought I threw that gray bag into a suitcase. And then, or I guess I thought I had grabbed that gray bag and threw it into a suitcase. So when it's time to unpack things, when I get to Morocco, I unpack that suitcase. I pull out that gray bag, that shipping bag that feels like it's got 100 and something wristbands in it. And it was trash. It was packing materials from other things that I had stuffed into another gray bag to throw away. Uh, because when I put something in a suitcase, it goes with me. No matter what it is. If it's in the suitcases, it's going. I'm just going to reshuffle it, reorganize it. But if it's in the suitcase, it goes. If it's not in the suitcase, who knows? Will I remember it? Probably not. I don't unpack. All that to say, I don't unpack. I will hang some stuff up. So right here, I have two dresses hung up. After I did laundry the other day, and I hung up two dresses here that I don't want to just leave folded in the suitcase the rest of the time. But I didn't even put them in the closet. That's how much I don't want to risk forgetting them in a month. At that point, I had a month to go, and I didn't want to risk it. I don't unpack. I don't unpack. This way I don't forget things. My large size, like my toothpaste, mouthwash, the big stuff, I don't unpack it. I have it here. I got toothpaste here. I got mouthwash here. I don't unpack those things. They stay in that suitcase. And then when I get where I'm going, they're there. Socks, I don't unpack socks when I get here, because I don't hardly wear socks any other place. I don't hardly wear socks here in this house, but I usually wear socks in other places. I don't unpack. I think well, listen, I do as little as possible. I think that you know that by now. I like to do as little as possible. For me, as little as possible is not unpacking that stuff. Okay. Anybody care about that? I've had them take my little scissors before, my little hair shears. So I don't even risk it. I just leave it in my big bag, in my check bag. Anything that I've had them take from me once or twice, I've had them take scissors once, and hair butter at least two times. So I put them in that big bag. Don't leave them. Right now, I don't have any hair butter in that big bag. But if I had gotten back with, I like Chemet Biologics, Athiopica Hydrate and Twist Butter. I love it. And I buy it in multiples now. Instead of repacking it and putting it in a smaller container, I just keep it in my big checked bag. If I get back to Delaware and there's still some in there, I keep it in my big check bag because I got some here in the bathroom. I don't need that one. That is the travel, that belongs in the suitcase. That's the suitcase hair butter, not my own hair butter. Now, this time when I came back, I was out. I used it because I also like to use it on my hands, and the desert was so dry. So I used it on my hands and skin while I was in Palm Springs to try to rejuvenate, which it did a good job. My hands feel good. Um, okay, so how did I do with that? Three things that I hate: raggedy forks in Airbnbs, having to leave a home once I get there and it's really beautiful and I love it and I want to stay, having no art. Number four, can't just pick up that pretty thing that I saw wherever, whatever it was, a dress, a jumpsuit, a bathrobe. Every single purchase I have to think about now, what am I throwing away? Because I'm living out of two suitcases and a backpack, right? And my suitcases are already stuffed to the gills. And I know, like, right now, flying home to get some stuff home with me, I had to go buy something in the airport and get a bag to then stick some of my own stuff in that bag. Because when you buy stuff in the airport, they don't count it against your carry-on and your personal item, right? So I bought something. Oh, a magnet in where did I just fly in from? Palm Springs. But I was in the LA airport. I bought a magnet in Los Angeles in the airport and asked for a big, not a tiny bag. Give me a good sized bag. So because my scarf didn't fit in my suitcase or my backpack. A couple things. My scarf, my this, my that. I needed to stuff that bag, right? So any purchase, and that part of that is because I shopped in Target when I was in Southern California. I bought No, I think I already had that. I think I already had the Black History. No, because that was February. I already had that Black History T-shirt. I bought some stuff in Target. Probably some, oh, I don't know, something. Right? New stuff that I have to bring back. Monica, I keep standard traveling items in my roller bag that locks. Yes. Also jewelry and passports. Yes. My passport doesn't leave the place either. There's a slot in my bag for my passport. I don't take it's never anywhere else. Right? I'm not dealing. Which is, I washed it. I washed my passport last year because I never take it out of my backpack. There's a little slot. My backpack, actually, you can see it over my shoulder. There's a little slot for it in my backpack. I went through the backpack twice, but didn't open that little slot. Is that secretive? And I just totally forgot. Washed my passport, but didn't put it in the dryer. And so some of you guys actually recommended that I just take the wet passport and stack a whole bunch of books on it. And it dried like you would never know. Slightly, the texture of the cover is slightly different, and a bunch of strings came off the cover. I had to trim around the cover of it. But the pages are good. Now they don't scan. My passport pages don't scan. They don't scan, which I thought, like, if there was going to be any problem, it was going to be going into Morocco, but they would just like type it in manually. Whatever, whatever. We're not fooling with you. But yeah, I don't take my passport out. But next time I wash that bag, which is I need to do before I leave, I'll remember. I'll remember to take it out. All right. Okay. Anything else? Can't buy pretty things. Next thing. Okay. So the fifth thing on my list that I don't like about being a digital nomad is people always asking me, where are you going next? Where are you going next? Sometimes I don't like that question because I don't know. Sometimes I don't like that question because it's like six different places. Do you really want to hear that? Like right now? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to Chicago for the weekend. Is that exciting to you? Probably not. Okay. And then I'm going to Costa Rica. Then I'm coming back to Houston. Then I'm going back to Costa Rica. Then I'm going to Panama. Then I'm going back to Costa Rica. Right? I'm going to uh, Puerto Rico and Grenada. Right? Is that like which next? So I'm not a big fan of that. I saw Tish said the same thing. She's not a big fan of that question too. Um, but I saw it somewhere. Did I not flag it? I guess I didn't star it. Yeah, that's like it's starting to wear on me. Some people ask because they're generally interested. But if you're not coming along with me, right? If you know you're not going to get your passport and come visit me, it don't matter. It don't matter where I go. I assume if you're asking me that question that you want to come and visit, but you're not going to do it. So you don't need to ask. You don't need to ask. You should be asking that question because you want to tag along or you want to stop in for a visit, right? If you're going to be sitting right in Wilmington, you don't have to ask. You don't have to. Yeah, Zoe from Exodus Collective lives in Grenada, and so I'm going to go visit. I originally was going to stay, there's a really beautiful, really expensive hotel called, I don't know. Am I going to remember? Really beautiful, really expensive hotel that I was going to go stay in. But now I'm just going to stay in a regular Airbnb. Uh, that's it. End of story. End of story. But yeah, Grenada. So I like to visit a couple places while I'm in a central location. So I'm Costa Rica. It's not that easy to get to the Caribbean from, well, it's not hard to get to the Caribbean from Costa Rica, but you have to pass through Panama or Miami. Okay? So while I'm in Miami going to Puerto Rico, I might as well add on some time. And because I got to pass back through Miami, I might as well add on Grenada as well. So that's what I've decided to do. It's easier, right? Just like some of you who are going to Cape Town with us, hopefully because you're going to pass through, you might pass through Johannesburg, you might pass through Dubai, you might pass through Frankfurt. Hopefully you'll add on another from that. Either stay in that place for a while and visit it, or add on another trip from that place that you're going to pass through. So speaking of Exodus Summit Cape Town, tickets, when I tell you tickets are going on sale soon, I mean days, okay? You've got days. Exodus Summit 2024, we're taking a trip, we're doing a meetup in Cape Town, South Africa. February 16th through 20 are the meetup dates. Hopefully you'll be there longer and you'll be enjoying yourself, okay? You have days to get yourself ready to buy a ticket. And I know it's the same time as summit tickets being available, okay? You have time to get yourself together. If the money is already there, you know you can already pay for it. You just need to make sure that you're on the Exodus Summit newsletter, okay? You need to be getting our emails, exodussummit.com/newsletter, okay? And you need to open every email we send you. Any email that comes from hello@exodussummit.com, you need to open, okay? If you don't have the money together and you need to figure that out in the next few days, you need to get yourself, if you want to go with a payment plan, you need to get yourself on a payment plan site like Klarna, okay? Or like the other one. I just saw it pop up the other day and I was like, I'm going to remember that to put in the frequently asked questions section. Klarna and the other one. You need to get yourself on there. You can create your own payment plan for the summit, for the meetup, for whatever on the internet. It's 2023, it's a new day. You can create your own payment plan, but you have to get yourself set up. You need to get your account with them and get the browser extension, right? You need to get the browser extension or the app on your phone. And you need to learn how to use them. I don't know how to use them. I can't help you, okay? But that's what I can tell you. Google it, YouTube it, okay? Days, Afterpay, thank you. Mother Goddess TV, thank you. Afterpay. Get yourself set up with Klarna or Afterpay. I'm telling you days, okay? There will be days within days. Tickets for the Cape Town meetup will be there, available. Affirm, thank you. Let's say a word about the Cape Town meetup. I'm going to say this, okay? There's no refund, okay? No refunds on tickets for the Cape Town meetup. You can, what is the word? transfer it to another black woman, but no refund. So if you just heard us say Cape Town and you're interested, heard me, and I'm the only one talking. If you just heard me say Cape Town and you were interested, well, Rashida's here. She's typing. And you're interested today, you need to price a flight and see if this is realistic for you. Okay? You don't want to buy a ticket and then find out this is not a realistic trip for you. February's not going to work or whatever, whatever. This is high season in South Africa. February is their summertime. We're going in their summertime. It's high season. So it's not going to be, this is not a cheap flight. It's not a cheap anything. Okay, so you need to start pricing things and see if it's going to work for you. Okay. I think days, I'm telling you, days. You have days to prepare yourself for the Cape Town tickets. Okay? Days. Okay? The dates in Cape Town, the meetup activities are happening between February 16th and 20th. February 16th and 20th. Okay? That next weekend is Cape Town International Jazz Festival, tentatively. Okay? They canceled last year's festival. Okay? Tentatively, that next week is Cape Town International Jazz Festival. A wonderful time to be in Cape Town. Okay? I went to the International Jazz Festival in 2017. Yeah. I had an amazing time. Okay? So this is a good time to be in Cape Town or in South Africa or in Southern Africa, right? Wherever. So hopefully, if you're going to take the time and the money, if you're going to spend the time and the money to fly that far, we hope that you will take your time, give yourself the opportunity to be there for a while, right? Not come in on the 16th and leave on the 20th. I hope, okay? There are flights that I'm passing through Dubai, so I think I'm going to spend a couple of days in, not Dubai, but down in Abu Dhabi, right? Spend a couple of days in Abu Dhabi, fly, and then I have to fly into Johannesburg. I love Johannesburg. It's alive. It's a wonderful city. To do some shopping in Johannesburg. Okay, if you see me with a whole bunch of necklaces and neck pieces, mind your business. Okay, that's what I did. And then head over to Cape Town, and then I'm going to hopefully the Exodus Summit team. Hopefully, we'll be able to go on a safari to a safari place. Hopefully, and then after that, I'm going to Mauritius, the island of Mauritius. So I'm going to be around for a while. I hope that some of you will take your time and be there for a while. Price of the tickets, I'll tell you can I tell the price, Rashida? Okay. Last year's ticket, I can say that. Last year's ticket started at $597 and went up from there. And this is going to be a little more than that. Okay. Can I tell the price? Okay. So February 16th through 20th. Yeah. And the non-refundable ticket from us this year. Okay. So it's transferable, but not refundable. So you need to prepare yourself. If you're interested at all, you need to start preparing yourself because you've got days. Okay. Yeah, I would love for us to I found a couple of, okay, so the price is, what is the price? $697 until, that's what I'm trying to remember. The price right now is $697 until, I believe, September 1st. Yes, $697 until September 1st, and then the price for the meetup is $797. Okay? So you need to factor that in. I think I can also tell you that even though we are staying, the Exodus Summit team is staying in a particular hotel. We don't have a block of hotels this year. So you're going to stay where you want. We're staying on the waterfront. We're staying in a hotel on the waterfront, V&A waterfront. But you can stay in the hotel with us. You can stay in a different hotel. You can stay in your Airbnb. We hope that you'll stay in the hotel with us. The people who stayed in the hotel with us are the people who we got to have breakfast with and lunch with and dinner with every day. And we got to talk to you and you got to meet a whole bunch of other Exodus Squad members. So we hope you'll be in the hotel with us. But you do need to price out what that's going to cost, what places are going to cost. The hotel is probably, I'm going to go with two something a night, $200 per night where we're staying. Okay. All of this needs to Truckerette, the reason you're just hearing about this, well, actually, I was going to say maybe you're not getting our newsletter, but I don't know that we've ever mentioned it in the newsletter, so I'm sorry. You might get our newsletter and you still haven't heard about the meetup coming, okay? So I'll tell you one more time from the beginning. Exodus is doing the Exodus Summit Gang is doing our third annual meetup. Our third annual meetup. We've met in Cancun, we met in Morocco. 2024, we're meeting in Cape Town, South Africa, February 16th through 20th. It's a meetup, not a trip. You're on your own for the majority of the time. Since the 16th through 20th, most of the time you're on your own, but with other Exodus Squad members. So we're doing a couple of things together, like we always do. We just do a couple of things together that are included in your meetup ticket. But mostly this time is about you and other members of Exodus Squad, including me and Rashida and Francis and our moms and all the other women who will be there, who we hope will be there, the other 100 women who will be there, doing whatever y'all want, as little or as much as you want to do, right? Go to the spa, get massages. In Morocco, a good percentage of the women went to hammams and got some spa work, right? Got some body work done, like spa services done. A lot of women took a cooking class, which I would never, okay? A lot of women spent extra time shopping, like got tour guides to take them shopping and to the market and stuff, okay? So, yes, I'll have the website link for you. We will be announcing the formal ticket announcement and website announcement in days. 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 Okay? We're trying to prepare. You've got to be prepared. If you want the ticket, if you want a non-refundable ticket, it's non-refundable, right? You need to start preparing yourself so that you're not buying a ticket and then trying to figure out, can I afford to fly to South Africa in February during the high season? Okay? It's okay if you leave this video and do it. You won't hurt my feelings. I'm telling you, days, not weeks, days, maybe hours. It might be hours. Very soon and very soon, you will have tickets will be on sale. And the women who get those tickets will get the tickets. Okay? Now, we do always have people who, just for whatever reason, still can't go and will want to transfer to someone else. Okay? But if you can work out the money or payment plan now, do it. Okay? Because it's a good time. You want to be there. You want to be there. South Africa is amazing. We both love South Africa so much. I think we both actually love Johannesburg more. Rashida and I both love South Africa so much. Rashida and I think probably would both say Johannesburg is our more favorite city. But Cape Town is a place where we could find things to do together. Okay? But if you need to spend a few days in Cape Town and then a few days in Johannesburg, I recommend it. Okay? I recommend it. Johannesburg is I would say Johannesburg is like more of a DC and Cape Town is more of a Miami. That's my that's my understanding of these places. I would say Cape Town is more like Miami and Johannesburg. But except that Cape Town actually has things that fit for us to do together. And we're not talking about the apartheid museums, right? There's not a sad, we're not doing that. Well, I'm not doing it. I don't know what y'all gonna do. You do what you want. I'm not doing it. Okay? I went to Cape Town. I spent 2 months in South Africa. Did not go to Robben's Island because I couldn't figure out how to get there without white people being there. I know that. I'm not doing that. Okay? The ticket pays for the meet and greet, the party, the welcome party. The ticket pays for the day. We're doing a day. I don't know how much I can tell you because it's very early in that process. But it pays for the excursion day. The meet and greet, the excursion day. All right? Not airfare, not accommodation. The excursion day has food. The meet and greet has food. Okay? That's what the ticket pays for. Information. Okay, so the website is coming. right? I mean, the website exists. You just can't find it. But the website, the information will be out soon. Days, okay, days. Yeah, Cape Town is beachy. Cape Town is beachy. Johannesburg is landlocked. Uh, yeah, I would say Miami. I would say Cape Town is Miami, and Johannesburg is like DC, where you're like, this is good. I'm eating good, and I don't know. DC is one of my favorite cities in the world. So that may not work for you. That comparison might not work for you if you don't like Washington DC. But Washington DC, as I knew it 15 years ago, I should say, it was one of my favorite cities in the world. You know. Okay, so meetup ticket, $697 until September 1st, when it goes up to $797. Okay. Yeah, Cape Town is like San Diego. That's a good, yeah, beachy city with beaches. Beaches, some a certain type of shopping, but there is culture there. I don't want to make it seem like it's just superficial. There is culture there. There is life there. There is fun there. And that jazz festival, you'll love it. Okay, Tafari also says San Diego's a better comparison. Okay, thank you. But there, that Cape Town International Jazz Festival, you're gonna have, if you're still there and the dates are still the same, you're going to have a great time. This is my first time being in, of course, South Africa. That was my first time being in Africa, in a country in Africa. I went to that jazz festival, and you know how a lot of the world calls everything jazz. All kind of, this jazz. Okay, so it's a jazz festival, but it wasn't a jazz music only festival. This man got up on stage, and somebody who knew that I was not a local. It's clear in South Africa that I'm not South African. You'll see when you get there, okay? You might think you will blend in. Some of you will absolutely not, okay? And it was obvious to everyone that I was not South African. So someone turned to me during the jazz festival and said, they call this man, because I had a little program or whatever, maybe a phone app, but he turned to me and he said, they call this man the people's poet of something. So he had a title, right? And like he was telling me, listen to this man, revere this man. I know you're not from here, okay, but I'm telling you, take a minute and listen to this. And the what swept through that place, I can't describe. The feeling, the emotion, the love, I don't know what to call it. Swept through that place when that man got on that stage. I didn't even record it on my phone. I was in it. I couldn't understand what he was saying. I don't remember if he was from Zambia or Zimbabwe. I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't tell you what that man's name was, where he was from, or what he was saying. But I'm telling you what swept through that feeling. Having been in South Africa already for a few weeks and having felt like I love being here. I feel welcome, but this doesn't feel like home. Right. I don't feel like, oh, I've come home. I didn't feel that. Okay. But when that man got on that stage, I got as close as I possibly could. The way I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. It was a little bit of Holy Ghost. It was a little bit of ancestor something. It was a little bit of community. It was just amazing. If I'm in town, I'm going back to the International Jazz Festival. If I can, I'm not going to remember his name. If he's still alive, I'm not going to remember his name. Okay? But that wasn't the only experience like that. And then I went upstairs to a small room, and there was like two or three women singing. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't know what they were saying. Okay, they did stop and explain things. They were Gausa. I had a lesson, not a lesson, but I had a person try to explain to me how to say Tausa. I can't say it. They were that. They would stop and explain some stuff. It was beautiful hearing them sing. And then En Vogue was there, right? En Vogue was there. Some American jazz artists were there. Rise up, rise like that. What's her name? I'll rise up. Andra Day was there. It was amazing. I loved that jazz festival. And I've been to many. I've been to jazz festival. I had a good time in the Bali one, the Indonesia one too. Right. Okay. Okay. So what we're talking about is days. You've got days to get yourself prepared if you want to join us. If you don't want to join us, it's okay. You're not going to hurt our feelings. The women who've already been, we have repeat attendees. The reason we have repeat attendees to our meetup, to our, thank you, the Happy Vegan. His name is Mizwaki Mbuli, the people's poet. He's amazing. Okay, is he alive still? I'm telling you, I will never forget that. I couldn't even record. I think I tried like at the last second. Let me go ahead and record a little bit of this, but I couldn't get my hand to do it. I couldn't record it. I promise you. As much as I record whatever, anything, I couldn't record it. I wanted to feel it. I can't tell you what that felt like. This is not an ad for the Cape Town International Jazz Festival, but if you go to the Jazz Festival, if you're in town, you should go. Okay. All right. Oh, y'all know I sang. I was, I, when I tell you I was raised in the church, I can't tell. I mean, I spent the only, you can't go to church as much as I went to church. You can't go to choir practices as much as I went to choir practices and not be able to sing. I mean, it's impossible. Am I naturally a singer? I don't know, but I can sing. They made me. The church made me sing. All right. Okay. Okay. So Cape Town tickets in days. Prepare yourselves. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't think you're going to find anybody who went to church as much as I went to church who can't sing. It's not possible. It's not possible. Did we finish our list? The where are we going to next question is the thing I hate. Okay, number 6, always having to make decisions daily. When you're a nomad, you've got no habit to fall back on. When you're in a new place, whether it's a place where they speak the same language or a different language, there's still no habit for you to fall back on. We don't realize how much of our day is habit. When you're in a new place, you don't have the habits to help you. Getting coffee is a decision. Getting feeding yourself, getting yourself from place to place, communicate. Everything takes brain power. That's a thing that I really like about being in foreign places. But it's also a thing that I also hate about being in foreign places. It pulls you out of habit and pulls you into, this is why I say you could be a new person in a new place. It really pulls you out of those habits, and that's helpful. It's really helpful because some of our habits are not serving us, right? So being in a new place pulls you out of those daily habits, but it also means you're using your brain all the time. So, take naps. Prepare yourself by taking a lot of naps, right? Give yourself the ease when you can, because everything else, there are a lot of things are just going to be always harder, always harder. In the Netherlands, as reliable as the train system was, I just was never sure that I was on the right train because all the words look exactly the same. Every town, every city looks exactly the same. How could, I don't know. I want to go to Amstelveen, and this town is called Amstelveen. And then this town is called Amstelveen. Amstelveen, am I on the right train? Everything takes brain power. It's a thing that I love and hate. It's going to be on both lists. I'm going to do a video on loves. Maybe I'll pre-record one for the week, right? It's going to be on both lists, okay? It pulls you out of your habits. You can be a new person, but you're going to be tired, okay? Nomadic life is tiring. Number 7, always having to plan the next trip, always having to plan the next location. Now, I do things like flight search and hotel search and Airbnb search like it's my job. I do them like someone's paying me to know what a hotel costs in Panama City, right? What are the 4-star hotel options in Panama City? I know them because I spend some time looking at them. I enjoy it, but it also gets really annoying, between house sitting and bopping around and Airbnbing. At times I'm like, I'm tired of planning things. So it's nice to be in exotic Dover, Delaware, not planning anything. I don't plan anything. I don't even plan what to eat. I just go downstairs. Somebody eating something and they'll share. Right. It's really nice to have that because you can get burnt out. I see it right here, Aria, burnout, right? You can get burnout, fatigue, decision fatigue, planning fatigue. They're real things, and they're things that we should prepare for. Sometimes people get decision fatigue and planning fatigue, and they think it means they're doing it wrong or they don't like bopping. You probably still like it, right? You just didn't expect that fatigue to come. If you expect it and you plan for it, makes things easier. One of the things that I do to combat that is I stay as long as I can. You give me 3 months on this tourist visa, thank you. I'm staying for 3 months. I have stayed in the same Airbnb for 3 months. Ease. How can I make it a little easier? When I know this is happening, when I know this is going to happen, I can prepare to stay there by staying there longer. Right? And I give myself lots of days off. Lots of days, even though I am a nomad who has to make money to live. I still have to make money. So I still have to do work. I still have to run these businesses. I I got blocked days off. Blocked blocked weeks off sometimes, right? Where I don't have to work. So that I can recuperate or plan ahead, maybe charge up ahead of time. Okay? All right. And then the final thing that I don't like about being a nomad is the actual travel days. I don't like the travel days. You think I like travel, but I don't. I like being in a new place. I don't like traveling to a new place. Bus stations, airports, train stations. Although the travel day experience has been elevated by flying business class. Okay, we talked earlier about how this is my pleasure period. Okay, I'm in the pleasure period of life now until forever. Okay, and so doing things like flying business class to make things easier, worth it. That has changed what a travel day looks like for me. Um, but still, not my favorite part of the day, not my favorite part of the trip, right? So if I got 3 months in a place, my least favorite day in that place is the day trying to get there. No matter what. Travel days, not my favorite thing, which is why I go really slow. Sometimes when I do coaching calls with women, not sometimes, all the time, she'll be like, I have 12 weeks. I'm going to visit 24 locations. I'm like, no, you're not. Pick one, maybe two, right? If you can get a layover, two is enough. That's enough. It's okay to sit down somewhere. It's okay. Sit. Sit down somewhere. Enjoy that place. Then you can develop some habits in a place. It feels nice when you have a favorite coffee shop, when you can walk past one and be like, psh, their croissants are not that good. This is the place with the good croissant, right? This is the grocery store that has the flowers that I like inside because I like grocery store flowers. I'll go to a florist, right? But I'm not above grocery store flowers. And I like this. Where was I just now? There were two in Yucca Valley or Yucca Valley. I still don't know which one it was. In the Yucca Valley near between Palm Springs and Joshua Tree. Um, the Vons, was it Vaughn? It wasn't Vons. Might have been Vons. The Vons had the flowers I liked. The Stater brothers did not have the flowers, did not have pretty flowers, right? I know these grocery stores well enough because I was only there for, might have been 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I don't know. Who knows? But enough time to get some habit, get some likes, get some preferences in a place. Take your time. Take your time. Okay. Yeah, business class, shorter check-in lines, fast track through security, lounge access, a more comfortable seat, good service on a flight. You actually get service on the flight. I'm not turning back. I'm not turning back, right? Now, when I look at a flight and the business class flight price, if it's high, that's just what it costs. Right? That's just what it costs. It's not like I decide. I'm at a point now where I'm not deciding between business class and coach. This is what it costs. Okay. Which is why I'll be in Africa for 2 months because that business class, that ticket, I'm not going to be bopping around from region to region. I'm going to stay in that region, right? Because I'm going to get my money's worth from that flight. I'm getting my money's worth. Okay? I'm getting my money's worth. All right? Yeah. It's changed things that and I don't want to turn back. I don't understand how some people go, sometimes I do this and sometimes I do that with business class. With other things, sure. Right? Sometimes I buy my clothes from Old Navy and sometimes I buy them from Nordstrom. I understand that. I do that. But I don't understand. Sometimes I fly coach and sometimes I fly business class. I don't know. How can you go back? Especially if you've flown business class on a good carrier. Now, I did fly business class on Aero Mexico and it was the pits. Not the pits. But it wasn't business class. There was nothing business class about it, right? So maybe if you haven't had the whole experience, it may not be worth it. But we flew British Airways business class. That's it. The standard. That is the standard. The standard. Yucca. Every time I say one, hi Adrian. I haven't seen your face in a while. Hope you're doing well. Are you on your fellowship now? Adrian is an artist who had an artist fellowship or residency, artist residency. Yucca. My daughter and kids used to live there. My grandson called it Yucky Valley. Yeah, yucca is the plant. Okay, so I guess I was defaulting to yucca and people kept correcting me, but I couldn't remember which one. After they corrected me, I still couldn't remember which one was which. Thank you. Hi, Adrian. Yeah, yeah. Stay within the region. In most regions, hi, Eve. Disabled Diva Travels is Eve. In most regions, you know this. In most regions, it's cheaper to stay within the region and go around there. Once you leave the region, that's when things pick up. Now, in the United States, it don't matter. Region doesn't matter in the United States. Flights are just expensive here. It's just expensive to fly here. But in other places, it's not like that. So that's why we're saying if you can get to Cape Town, you can get to Johannesburg, you can get to Mozambique, you can get to Mauritius without spending a grip. Now, you want to go up to Kenya and Tanzania, it's going to cost you a grip. Okay? But worth it. Probably. I haven't been to Kenya and Tanzania, so you tell us if it's worth it. But I think it'll be worth it. Yes. Yeah, if you're going to spend all that time and money to get somewhere, I hope we get our money's worth. I'm getting my money's worth. If I didn't have the conference in January, I would consider going even sooner. But I really want to go to the conference in January, and then might as well, like I said, might as well go visit Zoe then in Grenada. So that's cutting down on the time that I can spend there. But um, yeah, I would be there even sooner if I could. Get your money's worth. Okay. Black women build wealth. Black women build wealth. Which is best between business class and first class? So first class is better than business class. Some flights it doesn't. They're exactly the same though. Most I don't know how to explain this because I don't really know this as an expert. I know this as from my experience. Sometimes you buy a business class ticket and you're in first class. Not well, you're seated together. Business class and first class, you're seated together. Sometimes you buy a business class ticket and it says first class. So what I'll say is some flights only have one. That's the answer. Sometimes they only have business and first is one. It's premier. Some places you have that. It doesn't matter if it's called business class or first class. Other places it is divided. Like I'm going to be flying Emirates to Dubai. I don't have my ticket yet, but that's the plan. And there is a difference between business class and first class, a significant difference. Uh, Emirates business first class gets a suite. Okay, okay. But in a lot of places, there's zero difference. What I'll say is, in most flights, zero difference. But some airlines do distinguish between the two. Yeah, Kim Louise agrees with me. She says Kim, I flew business class to Ghana. My first time flying business class. The difference was substantial. I don't ever want to go back to coach. I promise you, I don't understand that. I understand flip flopping back and forth between other things. What's another thing that is expensive, but we still do the inexpensive thing? Steak and Wendy's. I understand that. Sometimes you want prime rib and sometimes you want Wendy's. Me too. Okay, me too. I don't understand how you can go back to business class. I mean, how you can go back to coach after. So don't listen. Be prepared. Okay, be prepared. Yeah, I'm so excited. Latasha says the Middle Eastern airlines are top notch. They know how to live. Now, even coach on the Emirates airline is beautiful. Like you're going to have a good experience on coach going to the Middle East if you're on one of their airlines. Emirates, Qatar Airways has a good reputation. Emirates, Qatar, and the other one. They're three that I know of. Okay. Angela says the difference. The time makes the difference. So if it's coach, if it's under 3 hours, she'll still fly coach. Okay, I can see that being a difference. Maybe it's because I hardly ever fly short flights. I flew 1 hour from Costa Rica to El Salvador in this year in March, and I was like, wait, we're already here. I knew how short the flight was, and I was still surprised by how short the flight was. I was like, oh, okay. So maybe that's it because I don't do a whole lot of flying in within a region. I'll take a bus. Listen, if they have a bus, I'm taking a bus. Maybe that's why it seems so strange to me. All right, so how did we do? I told you about the 8 things I don't like. They're not necessarily things that I hate, except for the forks. Number one, the bent up forks I hate. Everything else, mostly stuff I don't like. Um, you guys gave me some good information about those bamboo travel forks, and I may have them soon. I may have them soon because I have quite a bit of Airbnbing to do over the next 6 months before I can get my own forks in Costa Rica. It'll be probably 8 or 9 months, maybe 10 months before I have a home of my own in Costa Rica. So I think it's worth it for me to invest in some bamboo travel forks. So thank you for that. Thank you. Because I really do grumble out loud and complain when I have to deal with that. All right. And then you've helped me with the no art thing by telling me to buy jewelry. Okay. I heard you. Thank you. Okay. You've helped me. So I'll use jewelry and scarves as art and I'll just deal with it for the next little while. The other things, most of them weren't things that I needed to do anything about. They're just things that are what they are. Okay. How did we do? Yes. Amethyst Stone. Hi, Amethyst Stone. From the moment we walk out of our homes to travel, we should do what provides us the best physical and mental comfort. Pleasure, okay? We're in our pleasure periods, okay? We want to feel good, like physically, actually feel good. We want things to feel good to us, not just on the inside, but on the outside. We want them to feel good. We're in our pleasure period, y'all, okay? We're doing it. Do sometimes that requires sometimes it might require some more money for more pleasure. Not everything, but sometimes you need to come up off some change and do the thing that is going to feel the best to you. If y'all could help me with a bra that feels good, I would appreciate it. I was sitting at the dinner for my family reunion the other day, and my underwire. I looked, and my underwire was all up. My underwire was all the way up here, and poked out, and rolled, and scooted up here. If you could help me feel good in the bra department, that would help. I'm only a D or double D. They're not human. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm proportioned, but my bras just don't feel good. If you help me with that, I would be eternally grateful. I did order something. I saw something on the internet. Freya, Freya. Somebody was talking about something on the internet, so I ordered one. I have one on the way. If I could wear a bra that felt better, my pleasure period would be on 10. Right now, every time I have to wear a bra, I'm not in my pleasure period. It pulls me out. I'm pulled out of the pleasure period. Okay. Yeah. Hi. So Eve says, I've been a nomad since September 2021. I'm starting to miss having my own things. Yes, me too. For me, it took a while. Right? 2015 is the last time I had my own things. But having this room has been really helpful because, like I said, I bought this chair because it feels good, and I bought that picture, and right. So having a so the room, so maybe I've been cheating. Maybe the room is a little bit of a cheat. But I still cannot wait to have my own place in Costa Rica with my own forks. I'm serious, my own forks, my own stuff on the wall. Um, but it took a while. It took quite a while to feel that way. I think more women should experience that free time, that bopping period before you settle into a place. I would say that if I could tell you what to do, my prescription for you would be go ahead and get residency somewhere. I think it's a good safety net, even though I haven't done it and I won't be working on it until September, October, November. Okay. But I would get residency somewhere to feel safe, to feel like you have a backup. But then I would free myself. I would not attach myself to a home until I had some free time to bop around, especially those of you who have just stopped working or are still working. If most of you have never been able to be wherever you want, whenever you want. Most of you have never been able to experience that. I mean, that's a type of freedom that is so precious and so underused, underaccessed, hidden from us, kept from us. It's wonderful. And so my prescription for you, I know a lot of people, Adele, I watched Adelia's live stream the other day and she was like, I can't tell you what to do. I don't know what you're this and you're that. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what to do. I don't know. I don't know your situation. I'm gonna do the opposite of what the responsible thing. Adele, you did the responsible thing. I'm gonna do the irresponsible thing. I'm gonna tell you what to do. Okay? And then you need to know if your situation merits a different approach. Okay? You need to know that. But I'm gonna tell you what I would do, especially if I was just leaving a job or still working. If I have never had a retirement period, right? Never had downtime. Okay? I would get residency somewhere and maybe just and go to that place for a little while, okay, and then I would be light enough, travel light enough that at any moment I can pick up and go, right, and then I would just bop around until I got tired of not having my own stuff, and then I would move into my place and get a place. That is my prescription for Black women. Bop around slow enough that you can rest and do nothing, slow enough that you can recuperate, slow enough that your mind can come back to you, slow enough that you can actually enjoy it and not hate the travel, right? Take your time in a place. It doesn't have to be places. Take your time in a place. And then when immigration says you got to go, because they'll usually give you 90 days in some countries, you go someplace else and you move just as slowly. There is healing in not having to be anywhere and being free and open to see what happens, right? When you have had all of your time accounted for in the past, for your whole life, when you have had someone be able to say to you, you need to be here in this place on this date at this time. There is healing in being the boss of your time, having that time freedom and that location freedom. You add some financial freedom on there, child. Next level. You're living. Okay? You're living. All right. We've talked already about Exodus Summit 2023. Tickets are available. The early bird price is still in effect. There are still, when I came on here, there were still 180, 316, 500 minus 316. There were that many early bird all access passes still available. Okay. So that was before we got started. So Exodus Summit 2023 tickets are available at exodussummit.com. We're talking location freedom, financial freedom, and time freedom for Black women. Okay, we've got Dr. Joy Harden Bradford speaking to us. Her book is Sisterhood Heals, so she's our keynote speaker. Her session is for all access pass holders only. We have Octavia Rahim coming to do a rest workshop. We are a little bit of some rest during the workshop, but also some teaching on how to embody rest in yourself and in your life. Okay, the first one is for everyone, weekend pass holders and all access pass holders, but we're going to do one a month later because you need it. Okay, you need two. You need two. We're going to do one a month later for people, for the women who have the all access pass. Because what we know is y'all don't know how to do nothing. Y'all don't know how to rest. You fight it until you quit. You fight rest until you quit resting. And that's nothing but dangerous. I don't want to ring the alarm and be an alarmist, but it's killing you. Ring the alarm. Okay. And so not knowing how to rest, not knowing how to embody rest, not knowing how to do as little as possible or nothing is so harmful that you need to take emergency action. I think you need to take emergency action. Okay, so Octavia Rahim's speaking, presenting, one of those, any of those words work. Um, Krishan, who is here, Krishan Wright from Black Sit Global is speaking. Krishan has gone through herself the process of choosing her place. When you can move anywhere in the world, how do you choose your new home? How do you pick a place? How do you scout something? Krishan is speaking. Of course, Rashida and I are speaking. Rashida will be speaking probably about the actual career break and sabbatical process, like planning process. I don't know. I shouldn't have said that because I don't know for sure. I think that's what she said, but I haven't checked my notes. Of course, I'll be talking about house sitting. House sitting is a cheat code, a shortcut, a hack for not just travel, but living better. I love it. I love that so many Black women are house sitting in this chat right here, in this community, and I want it to continue to spread. House sitting will be no matter what else I do, right? Books published, whatever else I do, house sitting will be a thing that will lead to the tangible change in women's lives that I'm so proud of. Oh, and then we have Libria Jones coming to talk about remote work. For some of you, the quickest path out the door is a job that will let you be anywhere in the world. And so Libria Jones is the queen of remote work. She's coming in to help you get remote work. Like, seriously, that's what she does. Okay. If that's a difference maker for you, her session alone is going to change everything, everything. And then Team Zekas, who is the founder of Getting Black Women Paid, is coming in to teach you how to get paid. If the problem is your job is not paying you right, if you need some negotiation skills, or even better, or in tandem with negotiation skills, if what you need is to know how to present yourself or how to get the job that you think you're at this level. You're applying for jobs at this level. No, you need to be at this level. How do you get yourself there? Teen will explain this much better than I am. Okay, but how to stop seeing yourself at this level of employment. How to get yourself to the jobs that pay with the skill set you already have. All right, she's not talking about going out and starting a whole new career. She's talking about, Black woman, you probably already qualify for this. The white man they're going to hire for this job doesn't have the skills that you have. He's got a smaller skill set than you have. You are better equipped than he is. So how do you get yourself that job instead of him? So those are the things. Okay, we have more speakers coming. We thought we were going to be able to announce yesterday, some new speakers. We could not. Contracts. Okay, please pray for Rashida in these difficult times. Okay, because Our attorney friend is going through it, dealing with contracts, but it won't be long. Okay, so hopefully next Friday we'll be able to announce some more speakers, and then after that we'll be able to get the actual schedule out to you in the world. For Exodus Summit 2023, our fourth year hosting Exodus Summit, we have success stories. We have women whose lives have changed. We have women whose transformed through Exodus Summit, through the speakers who come in, through the sessions that are done, and also through the community that's formed during the summit. So if it's your turn, you need to get yourself in the water. Get in the water, okay? It's time. If it's your turn for this transformation, if it's this needs to be yours next, you need to get yourself to the summit, okay? Every year, women attend the summit. Women listen to the speakers. Women do what the speakers say. Women's lives are changed. We have women living in countries all over the world because of what they've learned in Exodus Summit. We have women working or not working to their own heart's content because of what they've learned in Exodus Summit, right? Some women are working and doing a thing that they love because of what they've learned in Exodus Summit. Other women quit, retired, whatever you want to call it, because of what Exodus Summit has brought them. The speakers who come into this summit and the rest of the community in this summit are there for your change, for your transformation. If you don't attend, okay, you're just making things harder for yourself. You could still do it. You can move abroad without coming, okay? But if you like a little shortcut, if you like support, if you don't want to feel like you're doing it on your own, if you don't want to take 10 years to do what is a year and a half of stuff, get what you need. Prioritize yourself, your dream, your plan by coming to the summit. We only do it because it's helpful. All right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, right? So we've got women right here, women already who have attended previous summits and are already out there living a life, living a dream that's now their reality, right? So the Reverend Dr. Angela B. Martin, right, has attended Exodus Summit. I think Angela was in the very first. I know 2021, Angela was in 2021. I think Angela may have attended 2020 as well, but I know 2021, 2022, Angela and her family now live in Querétaro, Mexico. Boom, first point. And second point, and they rent out they rent out an Airbnb. They have like a guest house that they rent out on Airbnb, also a thing that they learned through Exodus Summit speakers. Okay? And we do it because we love you. We do. Yeah, what did I say? We only do it because it gets what gets you. Yeah, well, part of loving you is wanting what you want for you to actually happen. Right? Part of being a loving community is and being supportive people is actually wanting you to get the thing that you want. We actually want you to get it and live it. Right? It's nice to have dreams and desires, but it's nicer to live those dreams. It's nicer to open up your door and see those desires, right? I've talked about the house that I want in Costa Rica, right? It's nice to have a vision of a home that with terracotta floors and a tile bathroom and a whatever, arched doorways, heavy wooden doors, interior doors, right? It's nice to have a vision for it, but it's going to be amazing to live it, to have it, right? That's what we want for you. And we want to continue for ourselves, right? We're continuing. We've achieved a level of that dream, right? Rashida and I are living our dreams. Rashida lives in Mexico City in a home she loves, with a community surrounded by actual real life friends. She actually does real life things, get-togethers, supportive things, helpful things, fun things with actual new people in her life because she lives in Mexico City, right? But she's also working on new things for her life. We keep growing. Every round goes higher, right? We keep growing. We've achieved a thing. The thing that we teach you in the summit and our speakers teach you, we've already achieved that thing, right? Location independence. Well, location freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. I'm on my way. I got the location freedom. I got the time freedom. Financial freedom is coming. I'm on my way, right? But we still have things that we want for ourselves. So we keep on making progress. Yeah, yeah. I see your question, Joan. Yeah, girl. We talked about that. Yeah, like no curb appeal in Costa Rica. They're not interested in the outside of the house. Listen, you're gonna see a wall, a garage door, and that's it. Okay, you gotta wait till you get inside to see if it's cute or not. That's Costa Rica's. That's their whole thing. That's their whole thing. Yes, we go from glory to glory, right? Every round goes higher, higher. So we want to keep going higher and higher with you, friends. Okay, we want to see that. Okay. Okay. All right. So the Exodus Summit early bird passes are still available. ExodusSummit.com. If you're watching the replay, hello, friends in the future. I hope it's amazing there. Okay. Go to ExodusSummit.com and see. Okay. See if the early bird tickets are still available. The weekend pass early bird price changes on September 7th. I'm 90% sure it's September 7th. The weekend pass price goes up on September 7th. The all access pass price goes up either September 7th or when we sell 500, whichever comes first. It looks like the 500 will come first. So it looks like that will change sooner than the 7th of September. Because like I said, we had 316 sold when I started the live today, and we only have 500. Because we're sending physical thing. We're sending an actual book. Yeah, so we had 184 when we got started. We're sending a physical book. We're doing some things. Sending things out is not fun in the business world. And so we capped that. Okay? All right. So I know this was about the things I don't like about digital nomad life or about nomad life, period. But I love nomad life. Okay? Just because there are things I don't like about it doesn't mean that I don't love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't still do it. It's again, the freedom of being where you want when you want, you don't know how amazing that feels until something happens that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to do or participate in if you didn't have that freedom. One time I was in Cambodia, and I was going to an island in Cambodia to stay on in a hotel. I think it was an actual hotel. And there were two ferries, and I didn't realize I was on the wrong. I wasn't supposed to take the main ferry. I was going to the other side of the island. I needed to take a little ferry. Because I missed something, I don't remember. I missed it, and I had to stay one night in a regular hotel. Um, I ended up on a fisherman's boat. Something, something that if it would never have happened if I didn't have the freedom to be where I want when I want. I ended up on a boat with some fishermen. They shared their beer with me. We were in Cambodia. They had that Thai beer. Was it Chang? Chang? Kang? Chong? Chong? They had a case of Thai beer, and they shared their beer with me. The one man, oh my gosh, he was in love with me. I was like, I may be engaged. I don't know what accepting this beer from these men means. I might have a picture. But like, there are experiences out in the world waiting to come to you, but you can't be where you want. So you can't experience them, right? You have somebody telling you where to go, when to be there. So you can't experience them. I hope you'll have some time, give yourself some time in your life where you decide where you go. Or like somebody else just decides. Also, in Thailand, I went to a conference. I went to a travel bloggers conference called TBEX one time, and at the table there was a couple sitting at the table with me at lunch, and they said, "Have you been to Ayutthaya?" And I said, "No, I've never even heard of Ayutthaya." They pulled up the pictures. Within 3 days, I was in Ayutthaya, Thailand, which had these old temples that you could just walk in and around, ride your bicycle. I rode my bicycle from the hostel gave us bicycles, or let borrowed bicycles to us. I rode my little bicycle from the hostel to the temple. It was, I want to say, sixth century. That's really old. I don't know what century. I don't know. Maybe the sixth century, right? Because some people mentioned it, and I had the freedom to go. I had the location freedom, the time freedom to go. Uh, Let me see if I can show you my Cambodian fiance. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll real quick. But being the boss of your time. No, I don't see it. Being the boss of your time. I don't know. It's not coming up when I put Cambodia in here. So who knows where it says I was at that time. Being the boss of your time is like nothing else. Um, Whether it's to do things and meet people and experience things, or whether it's to do nothing. Nothing, like literally nothing. Being in charge of your time. We don't revere that enough. Well, we can't, right? Between capitalism, patriarchy, racism, just American stuff, we can't revere being in charge of our time, or we would have to overthrow some stuff, right? So we've been convinced that our time is not valuable when it is. It's so valuable. I've said it 18 times, but seriously, being the boss of your time, the best. It's the best. I recommend it. Okay. 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 So to get some location freedom, financial freedom, and time freedom, go ahead and get your ticket to ExodusSummit.com. Okay. Schedule your time to participate in ExodusSummit.com. The evening of the 6th, all the way through the 9th of October. You're not doing anything else. Okay. Once you get your ticket, Exodus Summit is that. Okay. The evening of the 6th through the 9th, nothing else matters. Okay. Clear off your time and make sure that you have you're in the mental space to prioritize yourself, your future, your present and your future. Okay. I think Octavia Rahim will help with that. Octavia Rahim's session in the beginning, her rest workshop, is going to help with that. But do what you need to do to gear up for it. Okay. Okay. Exodus Summit 2023, location freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. ExodusSummit.com. Also, the Cape Town tickets are going on sale in a matter of days. $697, going up to $797 September 1st. Okay. They're going on sale in a matter of days. Open your email. When you get an email from hello@ExodusSummit.com, you need to open that email. A matter of days. I don't know what else to say. Okay, and those tickets are non-refundable, so you'll need to look at some flights, do the numbers, and know if this is going to be a thing for you. Okay, if you need to get on Klarna, Afterpay, or Affirm, you need to get on them and learn how to use them. Okay, if you need a payment plan, you need to go ahead and get on there and learn how to use them. Okay, if the money is not the thing, then you need to make sure you have the time. Okay, the time and hopefully more time. Okay, the women who have attended last year's meetup, or any of our, this will be our third meetup. So the women who have attended our meetups, still gang gang, right? Y'all don't like the word sisterhood too much over here, but they're still, whatever you want to call them, they're still gang gang. Okay. If you need community, and we're in a loneliness epidemic, I know this. Okay. If you need community, it's at the Exodus Summit events. Okay. Just like in this chat, the same women. Okay. Diamond says she's ready. Okay. It's the same women. If you need some of this in your life, we understand it. We need it too. That's why we do these things. To keep it, to get it and to keep it. Okay. So that's your assignments. Figure out Cape Town for yourself. Figure out it logistically. Okay. Open up if you want to go, you need to open up your email when you get an email from hello@exodussummit.com. You might want to put us in your VIP on your phone now, right? You want to open up that email when it comes. And um, and look around. Do your Googles. Figure out what a flight would cost you and make sure you have the time, right? Okay. The crew, the clique, the team. Friends, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Oh, there was a super chat. I'm sorry. One more thing. Okay. Y'all are used to this. I do this every time, every week. I'm like, oh, wait, here are 8 things I forgot to do. We have a super chat. Hello, Deborah. Have you finished your book? Oh, so the writing portion, a version of the book could go out into the world today. Okay. It's not finished, but a version of the book could go out today. Now I'm doing the business stuff, like the other stuff. I don't have a date for when the book will be in the world. It'll be this year, but I don't have a date. Listen, okay? If you already subscribed to my channel, you've heard me talk. So you shouldn't be holding your breath. Is that the wrong approach to take for this book? You already heard me talk. You already know what's in the book. Okay? Hopefully you're already putting it into practice. But the book, there is a wait list for Job Detox, a workbook for Black women to stop striving and get free. There is I don't want to call it should be called a notification list. This is a list to notify you when the book happens, when the book is ready for the world. At vicarious.com/job detox. Vicarious.com/job detox. Yeah. Right. So now I have another channel called Stephanie Perry Media where I've talked about the process. And because I'm self-publishing, but I'm self-publishing through a publishing entity that I'm forming. I'm forming a publishing company. There's just a lot of stuff I need to do. I need a business name. I need a publishing company name. I don't have one. I need a publishing company logo. I don't have one because I don't have a publishing company name. I have a coach who's helping me with this. Zoe from Exodus Collective helps. She coaches business expats launch a business, even if that business is online. So she's helping me with this. Or I'm not an expat yet, but future expats to be, expats and expats to be. She helps us launch our businesses. So she's helping me with this. All that to say, no. The answer to your question is no. Have I finished it? No. It's not finished. But that hard part, the hard part for the writer, is done. Now the business person has to take over, and the hard part for me is just starting. For the business owner is just starting. Okay. All right. Okay. As always, friends, thank you for being here. Thank you for being so wonderful. Thank you for being so gracious to me and to each other in this chat. Remember to give yourself that same grace. Okay? I just talked about a big project that I'm working on that is scary and that I'm afraid of and that I've procrastinated on and blah blah blah, and you in your head I could hear you. You were like, "It's okay. You're doing good, sweetie." I heard you. You said that. Okay? Say that is also how you should be talking to yourself. Okay, the same grace you give me when I said we're hosting the summit. We thought we could announce speakers Friday. We can't announce them till next Friday, and you were like, "It's okay. We'll be there when you tell us to be there. We'll be there, right?" Please give yourself that same grace. I mean that, okay? Even if you need to practice, giving yourself grace is a thing that you can practice, and it's a muscle that you can flex, okay? Do that so that it's until it becomes automatic for you, okay? Just the way it's automatic for you to give it to other people, it should be automatic for you to receive it and do it, okay? All right, friends, I will see you again very soon in your inbox. I mean it. Okay, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you again. Bye.